to talk out of both ends of my ass here because I wanted to see.
Omega.
Looks like that's working.
What it felt like. Yeah. Now that I've seen it, okay, no more. Okay. The reason why
I'm trying to find where we
fans like
stopped.
us have been so enamored with Omega in the last couple of years before this year was because of his work rate, his output, his matches, his ability to have matches with a technical wrestler like Okada, with a pit bull like Ishii, with a carbon copy like. That's why I said then. Sitting in the corner all creepily. I like the bloody guts.
Yeah. All right, stop that. Stop. All right, I still didn't figure out exactly where we.
AEW show, man. That shit was good.
AEW show, man. That shit was good.
Hold on. Let me turn down the volume on this one.
Technical difficulties. The one time you want to leave early.
Yeah, I know, right?
You were waxing poetically about what you could be your match of the week pick. Ray Phoenix against one of the Bucks.
Yeah, Ray versus one of the Bucks. Not sure which Buck.
The balding one.
You're right. A Buck. One of the Bucks. There it is. Okay, cool. I really like the match. What I was trying to say was that
Dick Buck.
It's Dick Buck.
Yeah.
At least it's not Joe
Dick
Buck.
Jackson. Yeah.
Joe Buck. Fuck Joe Buck. No. We've seen plenty of Ray Phoenix by himself, right? We've seen a lot of that. But when it comes to the Bucks, we haven't seen a whole lot of them by themselves. And when it came to Matt and Jeff Hardy, Matt had a lot of stuff on his own where he was the lunch pail guy, the good work rate, hard worker guy, whatever. And Jeff was the guy that was like really over, but still had the high flyer things. When you split them two apart, they were like, they both lost a piece of something. Like I felt like they were both more over together than they were separate, right? At least for like the first several years. It wasn't until Impact when we started getting the broken Matt Hardy that I felt like Matt was well rounded out. Jeff, I don't know. A lot of people will say Jeff is really fucking great or whatever. I never really thought he was amazing, right? I was like, okay, he's cool, but I'm not like, oh my God, Jeff's the best thing. So by themselves, they were okay. Together, they were more than the sum of the parts, right? What I liked about this match with the Buck is that I didn't feel like we had a Nick or a Matt and Jeff situation. One of them was this guy, one of them was this guy. Together, they completed each other. I feel like we have Nick and Matt. They both are the Bucks. They both have that style. You could separate them out, and they still are the same as their unit. Yeah, they're the same as the same unit, which was cool in this particular match because I felt like if you take out the elements of the tagging, having to tag back and forth and do your tag team tandem maneuvers and this and that, and it's just one-on-one, both of you guys trying to go balls to the wall and just outdo each other in a one-on-one match. Nobody to tag to give you a respite, nobody to come in to help double team on another guy. I thought it was really, really good in a regular traditional wrestling sense, but still with the same flavor, all the fucking flavors that you get with Nick and Matt together in one match.
Yeah.
You know,
minus the team spots.
minus the team
And
spots, which is okay.
I like the fact that commentary covered it by saying, Phoenix, former AAA mega champion. He's held titles on his own by himself. Nick Jackson's not used to wrestling singles matches, and he eventually just ran out of gas. Where if it was a team, you wouldn't have noticed. As in Phoenix, he's used to running on 8,000 on his own. So it did. I agree. It didn't feel like we were shorted anything because it was singles. It was. I liked it a lot. It's not my match of the week.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
You start off a show with that match, as opposed to you start off NXT with a promo. What are you gonna want to watch? The match that everyone's screaming over, and that's exactly what it was. There's a lot of candidates, man. I'm gonna just run through some of these real quick. Paige versus Pac from the pay-per-view was good. And I think the match that they had the following Wednesday on Dynamite was even better. Obviously Jericho and Cody. Murphy and Tozawa from Raw.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. They gave him a lot more time than I expected.
Yeah.
How about Moxley versus Darby Allin?
That was pretty good. There was a lot of shenanigans in that match, but I mean, it's come to be expected. What I really liked of that match, the fucking storytelling and the opening and the bringing out the body bag and the guys bringing out Darby in said body bag and the whole video package leading up to it. I really liked all that, man. I think Darby's the guy that booking is looking over, but he's carving out his own overness to where eventually it's going to force the hand of booking to just give this guy the keys to the castle.
Yeah. I think the part that I like the most about Darby's part in the whole story with Moxley had nothing to do with Darby or Moxley. Whoever's behind the camera at AEW needs to be getting a raise right now because they are showing examples of why Darby is going to be this generation's CM Punk or this generation's next big wrestling hero. When you have girls and kids and grown-ups in the crowd, there were at least 4 people they showed on camera. I know it didn't sound like a lot, but you always got to start somewhere.
You got to zoom in on one person.
He's only been and remember, this is a 2-hour show, and he's still not on every episode.
Yeah,
he won over fans with Cody. He won over fans with Jericho, and now he won over more fans with Moxley. And when the cameraman is pointing out the little girl with glasses or the adult or the girl or the young female in the audience where half their face is painted like Darby, where you look at that face paint, there's not a lot of people watching NWA, so not a lot of people know what a Thunder Rosa is. When they see half face paint on a person, they're going to instinctively think right now, Darby Allin.
Yeah,
and that's just furthering adding the coal into the hype train for Darby Allin. So once it leaves the station, ain't nobody stopping it. Whether he's whatever that person is 2 sizes or 3 sizes bigger than him, or twice as tall as him, doesn't matter. That's the Mankind. He has a special quirk. Tough. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Lynch versus Ripley was good. Not hating on the promo on Becky, but damn, that match was good. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff on WWE the last couple of weeks, building up to the brand supremacy. But I feel like they shot themselves in the foot by having so many good matches end in like schmaz run-ins.
So dude, it rendered Raw, NXT, and quite possibly this go home SmackDown. It's gonna render them fucking unwatchable. Because everything that's going to happen is going to end in a schmaz, or, it's an NXT guy versus a Raw guy, and SmackDown's going to come out, or like a Raw guy versus a Raw guy because they actually have a fucking built-in storyline and a built-in feud that they've been working on for weeks, if not months. And then, oh, yeah, let's shoehorn all the NXT guys and SmackDown guys in here. Oh, fuck, man. Like, can we, like, it sucks, man, because it's like there's all these storylines. You got storylines for Raw, storylines for SmackDown, storylines for NXT, all running together. But Oh, it's Survivor Series. Well, you got to cross all those fucking streams. It's like, oh, man, come on, man. We may have actually had something going here with this guy or that guy. And it's like, no, we got to put all that shit on hold for what? Books about brand supremacy. She just wants to beat the other champs. Okay, cool. I agree. I don't give two bullocks about brand supremacy either. But the man was born out of the fight of brand supremacy. You know, remember last year she got the bloody eye or the bloody nose from Nia Jax. Why? Because SmackDown wanted to invade Raw because of brand supremacy. And now, all of a sudden, you don't give two bullocks about it? Like, no, I agree with you as a fan, and you probably agree with me as a wrestler and a person, but as the character, the continuity of the character should give two bullocks about the brand supremacy because that's where you were born.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
All right.
That was like the cherry on top to the dessert I was about to put on the table.
Sorry.
This booking, they had an opportunity for this booking to be something miraculous.
Okay.
And I think what turned out to be a blessing, what we thought was a blessing in disguise, that first Friday SmackDown that was NXT TakeOver on Friday, turned out to be a horrible red herring. How many times since we've done this brand supremacy, even before Survivor Series with WWE bragging rights, how often, after they had the draft less than 2 months ago saying these brands are not going to intertwine,
that the contracts for Fox are different than the contracts? So, okay.
So, even with that bullshit, they have not once on television that I've noticed have they told us why is NXT so important that it's actually in Survivor Series this year. The easiest way to have built up this entire thing would have had Raw and SmackDown still going like this every Monday and Friday, and NXT chugging along. And slowly building up to this pay-per-view, have people like Becky, have people like Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, the first ever NXT champ, be like, you know what, I know this is a brand supremacy, but that wouldn't be a brand without me. So I can't hate that brand. I made that brand, just like Naka made that brand, like Joe made that brand, like Drew made that brand, like Becky, Sasha, Bailey.
The War Raiders.
They made that brand.
Yeah.
So I can't hate on them. I just, as a competitor, I want to see what the new generation is going to bring to the table. You know, for example, last night with Becky in the ring, Rhea could have came out and said, you know what, this time last year, you made an opportunity, and look where you are now. Mm-hmm. I'm not here out of disrespect. I'm just here to make the same opportunity for myself. Fight me. Done. That's it. Not everything has to be about brand supremacy. Ciampa made sure that he knocked the fuck out of Cole before he went to that ring. Even on Friday on SmackDown, when Triple H brought the whole team, you saw Adam Cole at one end, and Ciampa's like, that side-eye shit, you know? Damn, you could have done so much building up this. Us, as marks that watch and listen to a wrestling podcast, we know the value of NXT.
Right.
So it's telling that this 1 week that NXT finally beat AEW on the ratings by a hair under 25,000 viewers, that started the show with a Raw person, ended the show with a Raw person, had people that watch wrestling on Fox and USA, and they still couldn't watch NXT on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But a win's a win, brother. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or if you win by a mile. NXT won the Wednesday Night Wars for once.
Shit, tell that to McGuire, who won the home run derby after they found out that he juiced. That's what that was last night. NXT got juiced. That's how they won that round. Yeah. That's not a clean win to me, bro.
Whoa. Win's a win, brother.
They still.
Astros are still 2017 World Series champions.
And that trash can's the MVP, huh?
Yeah, that okay.
They have not added, for the casual person, they have not added any value to why NXT is on their show.
Okay.
And that's the disappointing thing to me, because as a person that has watched from Arrival, Sami Zayn and Cesaro, a match of the year winner on our list, to now that it's not developmental. They have their own opportunity. They're on the same network that Raw is.
Yeah.
And even with Raw's own people, they still can't even come close to a Raw or SmackDown rating.
Well, here's the argument against that. Those Raw people weren't advertised to be on NXT. If you tuned into NXT, there happened to have been Raw people there.
Triple H ended the show saying the door's open for Raw and SmackDown. That's your advertising.
Okay.
And they post every 15 minutes on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
So,
okay. Jojo says, thank you, agreed. He agrees with us on something. I'm not sure exactly what, but he agrees with us.
Probably something that the mic was off.
Yeah, I don't know.
He hears us. He reads our lips. Takeover.
Yeah.
Your anticipation for the men's takeover match. Undisputed Era against Ciampa, Lee, Riddle, and question mark.
You mean the War Games match?
The War Games
You
match.
said takeover match. 9? Mostly because it's the fucking NXT War Games match. And you list off all of those dudes, and I'm excited for, the majority of those guys to be in a human demolition derby match like that. But again, this kind of feels like you had a really good storyline with one thing, but since it's Survivor Series and since it's War Games, you got to cross the streams on some stuff. You literally have Ciampa putting a pause on his crest for Goldie. Daddy's back. Well, hold on. Daddy's got to go to war. Okay, it's kind of a flimsy pretext. Hold on. This thing that I care about, this thing that I've rehabbed more than a year over to obsess over, and that when I had it, I named an inanimate object and treated it like a person, and I loved it, and I hugged it, and I kissed it. The thing that I prize over everything else in this world. I'm going to say, hold on, I got to do our scheduled yearly gimmick match. Okay. Now, he's handled it the absolute best way that you can, but that still doesn't change the fact that you have a gimmick match on the calendar, on the schedule, so you're building the storylines to shoehorn into the gimmick. You're not building storylines, and then if a gimmick match is warranted in the storyline, you're doing it. Which that's kind of the problem with all of WWE whenever they're doing these scheduled gimmick matches. Oh, well, it's that time of year again, TLC. All of a sudden, everybody's going to get a ladder. Oh, it's Hell in a Cell. Oh, guess what? We're going to have everybody getting in a cell because the cell's the best kind of match to have. Oh, you know what? It's Survivor Series. We got to have everybody wanting to be on teams. Oh, hey, you know what?
Even
War
though
Games?
the draft happened and it's only been a month.
Yeah, okay. That's worn a little thin on me. That's why this isn't at a 10 or even a fucking 11, because the stories, okay, I get it that Keith Lee and Matt Riddle are bros, kind of, but why with the other, and the Undisputed Era, okay, I get it, they're a unit, so it makes sense, but it's not cohesive. I'm still at a fucking 9, okay? I'm still at a fucking 9, but could have been higher.
I am also at a 9, but this 9 is wearing a fucking bulletproof vest.
What does that mean?
Because before we even muddied the water with brand supremacy, we weren't supposed to get Matt Riddle against Finn Balor. We're supposed to get Matt Riddle in this match. And all the matches leading up to this looked like we were going to get Matt Riddle in this match, because we were going to get Finn against Johnny Gargano.
Right.
And then Gargano's neck injury or whatever, and all of a sudden,
gets pulled.
There goes Riddle. Then the brand supremacy stuff starts to sneak its ugly head in here.
Right.
And to echo the sentiment of you just did with Ciampa, it's a bulletproof 9 because I want to see Keith Lee. I want to see Dijakovic.
Mhm.
I want to see, honestly, I want to see Undisputed Era go 3-0 in War Games.
Okay.
I want to see how this ends. You know, I sure as fuck hope they don't end it with a Raw and SmackDown jump the shit and they beat the shit out of everybody in there.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
fuck
damn it.
me.
Okay.
That'd
be terrible, dude. If that happened,
and then they build up to 5-on-5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination in the War Games because it's in the same building, the same weekend. Well, both rings are already in there. And there's another reason that I'm that my 9's bulletproof, but I'm not gonna merge. I'm not gonna cross streams. I'm gonna just stick to this topic at hand. I'm at a 9, and I've got Undisputed Era going for the hat trick.
I don't mind.
Hockey reference.
You know what? What? Yeah, Undisputed Era. Why the fuck not? Let him be 3-0. That'd be cool. Who do you think will be the mystery partner? Because okay, now it's Goldie. It's Ciampa, Dijakovic, and Keith Lee, and a mystery partner.
I don't think Dijakovic was in this, but just an anti-hero doing his own thing.
Okay.
You know? And I guess, like, out of respect, Keith Lee and Dijakovic became buddies at least for this match. But I was
fuck you, JoJo.
I was expecting Velveteen Dream to be the fourth person.
That's who.
I'm hoping Velveteen Dream's the fourth person.
Fucking JoJo said Punk.
I forgot JoJo was a Punk mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Porsche also says Velveteen.
Yeah.
My guess is Velveteen. Like, he's nowhere on the card, but he's injured, right?
Yeah, he's injured, but
he should be, ready to come back. And sure, why the fuck not? Why not Velveteen?
Are we done with that topic?
Sure.
So I avoided crossing streams. If that 9 didn't have a vest, it would probably be at about a 4.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is probably, I'm sure you agree with me, the way the whole thing was built up from the beginning, especially with the NXT men's title. This would have been the year that I would have wanted the women to headline it with their War Games match.
Oh, cool.
You know, there we have the women 4-on-4, which that's been an interesting story also, how we're putting the whole thing together.
Can you pause? I don't mean to interrupt,
no.
but
go ahead.
Robert says a very interesting one that I was like, ooh, so much I had to interrupt you. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a mystery entrant.
For Kevin Owens to be the mystery entrant, that would mean that he would have to go back to NXT.
Yeah, and remember, Triple H was trying to sweet talk him into it.
Think of the main card: Owens against Ciampa, Owens against Balor, Owens against Riddle.
Yeah, all those will work. Owens against Fish, Owens against O'Reilly, Owens against Cole. Fuck Roger Strong, but I
don't know. I think I need to warm myself up to Kevin Owens again. I'm not sure. They flip flopped the back and forth with the face heel thing this year.
Okay.
That I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to fall in like with him again before I start thinking about, oh man, he's going back to NXT. You know.
Okay. Sorry. Women.
The women. I believe the women should have headlined this pay-per-view in their War Games match.
Okay.
My anticipation for that match is actually lower. It's at a 7. A lot of that does have to do with the brand supremacy, even though I like the little nuggets that like Dakota Kai fell out, and even then I was thinking, hey, can Dakota Kai got a vengeance? Not so much to side with the horsewomen, but just to prove her worth that she belonged in this match. And then once her team wins, she can challenge Baszler as like, I scratched your back, now you need to scratch mine. He'll come up with a title match. And then they pulled the rug right under us and gave us Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion. So all that was interesting. The thing that turned me off a little bit was all the women dropping on a dime with fucking Nikki Cross and trash can lid. It's like, if you're going to drop that fast with that, how are you going to last in a War Games match?
Good point.
That's the only thing that's starting to reel me back a bit. But I'm at a 7. And if Undisputed Era is going to be the heel team winning, then I've got winning.
I'm gonna go with the 9. I like the faces winning because God damn it, Baszler's got to lose something. And if she's not losing the title, she's losing the match that isn't for the title.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the faces will win this match. But the reason why I'm at a 9 for this is all the stuff that you said that was positive about, like, Dakota Kai and the way the team actually formed and all that. And the fact that we have Io on the heel team, you know, I like it. I like all the storytelling. I think the storytelling for this match coming together was better than
it's a lot more intricate to me.
Yeah, it was better than the men's.
Yeah.
I'm at a 9. I'm not at a 10. I could have been at a 10, but I'm not. And I think what's holding me back from a 10 on this particular match is the fact that it's the second War Games match of the night. You know, I don't know which one's going to go first, which one's going to go last. But I'm saying there's 2 of them. And this is the 4th year of War Games? Third? Okay, 3rd year of War Games. And again, all the stuff that I said about the men's, it's on the calendar now. We have to have a War Games match. Well, now we have to have a men's and we have to have a women's. And it's like, okay, you know, trying to cross those streams, putting everything on hold, whatever. Like, yeah. But in the women's division for this particular year is kind of a welcomed break from Shayna beating everybody.
Yeah.
Let's let Shayna lose something, goddammit.
And
then,
she doesn't necessarily have to get pinned in this either for me to
that's true too.
validate that.
Although I would like for her to be the one to lose because she never fucking loses.
Yeah.
So apparently at some point she has to lose without losing the title. This is a perfect opportunity for that to happen.
And it saves face.
And it
takes 4 women in a cage to knock me down, and I still have the belt. So
yeah. So yeah, I like that. NXT Woman interested me more than the men's match. Okay, thank you, JoJo.
We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle, Finn Balor. What you thinking?
7. I'm slowly, very slowly getting sold on Matt Riddle. I think a lot of that is the rub that he's getting in my mind, my personal mind. From Lee, because I fucking adore Keith Lee, you know.
Limitless Bros, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of bringing me around to Matt Riddle. I do feel it's kind of haphazard, Matt Riddle versus Finn just kind of happening out of nowhere. I think the story that's more interesting is the fuck is Finn doing? You know, Finn came back. He looked like he was going to challenge for a title, but he has a placeholder feud that was going to go on. Well, now he has a placeholder to the placeholder feud. So I don't know. What are your plans for Finn? Is it Finn, Gargano, and Ciampa and Cole all going to fight over the title? Well, are you going to throw the Bro in there now? So is it 5 people that are eventually going to fight for the title that are all feuding? And, you know, is this right before the wild card weekend of the fucking playoffs? And you have 5 teams that are on the bubble that are trying to get into the dance? Like what's going on here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in that part of it. And, of course, the match itself on paper, that sounds like it's going to be great.
Yeah. I'm at a 9 for this match. I've been a fan of Riddle for a while. It's different. You know, I think this edgy side of Finn, the last couple of weeks with the interactions that he's had on the mic and in the ring, it feels like we're getting the Prince back. He said that on that debut episode of Backstage when he got interviewed by Renee and Booker. He's like, yeah, the Prince is back. And I can see the little like strut in his step after he did the double stomp on Matt. And it just felt like, oh shit, this guy ain't playing around no more. I mean, this looks like the Finn I recognized, you know? And I actually have Finn winning this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to disagree with you because I just want to disagree, but you're not going to move Finn from the main roster down to NXT just to have him lose to a replacement of a replacement.
Yeah.
You know, all due respect to Matt Riddle, who is on upward trajectory. I
who could probably stay going upward regardless of a loss.
Yeah. He could take this loss and still upward trajectory, so it's fine. He could take the loss. Finn needs the win, I would think. So yeah. Finn.
There are only 4 matches announced so far.
Just those 4?
This is the last one.
Oh, we did 3. Math.
Pete Dunne.
Okay.
Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Killian Dane.
Okay.
Triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
The winner wrestles Adam Cole for the NXT title the next night at Survivor Series.
Okay.
Anticipation level.
My anticipation level is an 8. An 8. Chris, let me ask you a question. What match is my favorite type of match?
Triple threat.
That's true. It is triple threat. I like triple threats. Like them a lot.
The menages.
The menages.
Giggity,
The reason why I'm not at a 9 or a 10 is simply because I don't give a fuck about Killian Dane or Damian Priest.
Ouch.
Pete Dunne, I have half a fuck to give right now. Not even a full fuck.
At least half a man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. I haven't given a full fuck about him ever since, like, he hasn't done anything since losing that historic reign with the NXT UK title. Okay, you won that, and you had it for a long time, and that's your claim to fame now, and they're not going to do anything else with them. That's kind of how I feel about it, how I feel how they think about his booking. And Killian, Damian, he's got a ways to go, but I could see myself taking a shine to him at some point, but I'm just not there yet with him. Who do I think is going to win? I would like to be proven wrong on Damian Priest, and I would like to have my Cien Almas moment where, oh, fuck, I do like this guy now. I hope that this match is that match. So why not? Let's let Damian Priest win it.
Cole versus Priest, huh?
That'd be my pick. Of course, Cole will win. That's my self-indulgent pick, I guess you could say. Most likely it'll probably be done because he's a more of an established name, but I would really like it if Damian Priest won.
I'm at about a 8 for this match. Killian Dane's not weighing it down for me a lot, but it just it's not that he's not weighing me down. I don't have a lot of. I'm indifferent. I don't hate him. I don't like him. He's just feels like he's there, like that. Burp just felt like it's there. I like Priest a lot. Dunn is doing a good job of putting him over, and this triple threat is probably going to do all of them some good. I would like to say Priest would win. Because I would like to see Dunn in the 5-man team in Survivor Series. And Dunn wouldn't be in that 5-man team if he's getting a title shot with Adam Cole. But then I think back, you're going to put Pete Dunne in the arena against fucking Braun Strowman? I have a feeling booking's going to fuck Pete Dunne up badly if they have him in this match, Forgetting the fact how good of a match Pete Dunne has had with Walter twice.
True.
So I would rather. So I agree that I'm picking Pete Dunne, and we have a face Pete Dunne against the heel Adam Cole that they're both going to get cheered at Chicago because they can fucking go.
Okay.
And we've seen it on NXT television that they can fucking go. But I'm looking at and no disrespect to Dane, but I'm looking just like you. I'm looking for that breakout moment for Priest where everybody's light bulbs go off and go, now I see why you guys signed Punishment Martinez. I get it. Let's roll.
Okay.
Overall, 4 matches so far. I might have missed one, or they didn't announce any, or maybe this is it. What do you think overall for TakeOver?
9.
9.
Yeah, solid. I really, really want to see it. Despite the fact of all my misgivings of, okay, this has to be the match at this time of year, blah, 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 blah. Despite all that.
I'm gonna hit on that in a little bit.
Okay.
Survivor Series on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let's get the shit over with. Lesnar versus Mysterio.
6. I kind of want to see if Mysterio's gangsta is going to come out, because I don't think we've ever really seen Mysterio's gangsta, but he kind of teased it with the pipe promo where he was like holding the pipe. It's like, all right, wait. Yeah, almost, So I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to happen. That's what it will take for him to even put up a fight. If we see the same Rey Mysterio we've been seeing for the last 5 years, then no, he's a cream puff compared to Brock. He's going to just get squashed, and that's it.
Yep.
So my little interest rests on whether or not he does anything. Ray does anything out of character. I got Brock winning.
You've seen me on this show for quite some time as an avid MMA fan, and a guy that's been following Brock Lesnar for a long time. I'm at a 0 for this.
0.
You are not, for a split second, WWE, you are not going to insult my intelligence by making this match any longer than 10 seconds after what you did to Kofi.
Oh!
If you even try, saccharine the idea of giving me Lesnar versus Eddie from No Way Out, you're failing. No. You should have done that shit with Kofi. He should have. This should be Lesnar versus Kofi, and give me a 5 or 6 minute match that Lesnar still kills Kofi, but at least Kofi's learning the game. Mega Man, you played Mega Man 2 for 100 times a level because you had to memorize that shit. And I would wanted to have seen Kofi memorize every couple of minutes, and by the third or fourth match, come this fucking close. So there's no way in hell that I'm going to suspend my disbelief enough that Rey Mysterio is going to get 15 minutes out of Brock Lesnar, let alone Rey Mysterio is going to be your Universal or whatever fucking belt that Brock Lesnar has now. Man, I am this close to going to negative numbers, bro. I'm at a 0. Fucking 0.
Okay.
All Ray better not win this.
Yeah. Dude,
as a Mexican, I would be pissed as fuck. I'd throw him over a wall. No, Lesnar's winning this. This match better not be more than 10 seconds.
You know what? You're right, man. I didn't think to even think about the Kofi aspect of it. Yeah, if you give Ray more than what you gave Kofi, man, fuck that. That being said, I still kind of want to see if Ray brings out the gangsta and all the stuff that I said, but that's a really good fucking point.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt against Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship.
8. Fiend's winning. It's too early to take it off of him. I know that Bray and Daniel can put on really, really good matches. We've seen it in the past. We know that they could go. And then with this new character, with the Fiend, I hope it doesn't sully stuff. I don't think it will. It might. But 8. Fiend's winning. Sir? 10. Really?
One sentence.
Okay.
Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan was a match of the year candidate on this show. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's it. 10.
Okay.
Everything else is just the confliction of Daniel Bryan of all
let me ask you this. What if, because it's the Fiend, we have the fucking mood lighting, and the mood lighting isn't red because now he has a blue belt. It's fucking blue mood lighting, and we get Fiend versus D-Bry with the fucking Sin Cara mood lighting. And it's not the fucking 5-star classic that those two had. It's back and forth technical stuff, high drama, whatever. And we get Seth versus Fiend again. Except it's D-Bry. And Fiend just doesn't fucking tap out to the label lock. He doesn't tap out to the running knee. You get 17 running knees and it doesn't end.
I understand, man.
Okay.
I get it. You work for Uber. I
don't.
You work for Lyft. I get it. I understand. You don't understand the term equity.
Okay.
This is my anticipation for the match.
Okay.
If they drop a fucking turd, then that equity goes. But for now, up to this point, Bray Wyatt being nice, talking to Daniel Bryan, the history of the Fiend being the Fiend, Daniel Bryan being conflicted if he wants to be a puppet for all our sheeple again, or if he wants to continue with his own convictions. That's just sprinkles on top of the sundae, bro. 10. That's it.
Robert Medlin says, "No, please, no more red lights." What about blue lights? The belt is blue. Are you okay if the lights are blue?
Bray's winning.
Yeah, Bray's winning this. The Fiend's winning this.
We already talked about Cole.
I thought you worked at Lids. No, that
That's
was
the other
him.
Mexican.
That was
We
him.
all look the same. It's okay.
Yeah. But you don't. But they said no. It was Arnold, right?
Yeah,
Aaron
because he had all the
he always
hats.
had the hats. Yeah.
Anticipation for the NXT title being defended on a WWE pay-per-view. Adam Cole
Baby.
versus either. Well, we both agreed that it'd be Pete Dunne. So if we're going by our
No, I said Damien.
okay, Damien.
Yeah.
Anticipation for Cole versus Damien.
7.
And you got Cole winning.
Cole's winning.
If I'm picking Cole versus Dunne, I'm at a 9.
Okay.
I've got Cole winning. But I'm gonna take that pin off you talked about earlier. By this time next year, I expect War Games to not be an NXT themed pay-per-view. I expect it to be a WWE themed pay-per-view.
Whoa. Okay.
Because this right here is opening the gate for NXT,
All three brands.
for all three brands. Remember, NXT's on USA now. They're on equal playing field. It's no longer developmental. So if you've only have 4 or 5 takeovers a year, then you can supplement some of your B pay-per-views. You mentioned earlier, there's 5 contenders now, possibly, for Adam Cole. How about for a main event of Elimination Chamber, NXT? Instead of shoehorning in Raw or SmackDown men or women or tags. We can get NXT on some of this. Fast forward to our end of the year episode that we're having in a couple of weeks. One of my predictions for next year is that an NXT superstar wins the Royal Rumble and he cashes in his title match against the NXT champion at WrestleMania.
Okay.
This is the beginning of NXT cementing itself as the third brand, and we're going to start seeing a match or 2 of NXT on every other pay-per-view from here on out, starting with Survivor Series.
Okay.
So, because agreed, I would have rather wanted to see Adam Cole defend his title, Red Dragon defend their titles, Roderick Strong defend his title at TakeOver, and have the girls headline War Games.
Right.
You know, you would have had a lot more meat on that bone as a pay-per-view, and you could have saved, as much as people might not like this, you could have saved Finn Balor to actually build up a good replacement instead of just ham-fisting Matt Riddle in it, you know? So I've got Cole winning his NXT defense, and I'm actually looking forward. I'm hoping this is what starts to get people that like for the casuals to go off, or wrestling fans that just look at Raw and SmackDown, or because of Total Divas, they don't see NXT people on Total Divas and be like, all right, we need to start looking at NXT.
Do you
too.
think that this is WWE's secret plan to defeat AEW, is to get that casual audience that you have watching Raw and SmackDown and filtering them down to
It worked
NXT?
so far.
Okay.
It worked last night.
Okay.
Women's supremacy. Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler, Bayley. Triple threat. You're going to be walking around on 3 legs on Sunday because we're getting a lot of triple threats.
Giggity.
And we're starting with the women.
All right.
Anticipation.
So I'm gonna go with about a 9. I like the stuff they've been doing with Bayley. I dig the heel turn. I love me some Becky. Shayna, I'm okay with. And if she loses her War Games match, great. Why not
Cover.
lose to the other ones?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I had a working theory, but now that we're discussing it, my theory is crumbling. My working theory is that any of the brand supremacy matches, NXT is going to win them. Or excuse me, SmackDown's going to win them because SmackDown is trying to please Fox and WWE is trying to make SmackDown the flagship show.
Especially after last year, Raw went 7-0, except the New Day with the tag titles on the pre-show that nobody bothered to count.
And now that they're like definitely trying to make SmackDown the bigger deal because SmackDown's giving them the more money because of Fox, I think SmackDown's going to win more stuff. But I like your idea too, where you're talking about, well, if we want to win the Monday Night Wars or the Wednesday Night Wars, we need to filter stuff down and importance down to NXT. So that kind of that fucks with my theory. So why not split? Some SmackDown will win, some NXT will win. I don't think Shayna initially was going to win this. I initially wanted to pick Bayley. But if Shayna's team loses, then Shayna needs a receipt. Shayna wins. Shayna wins.
I'm just looking at the microcosm of Survivor Series as a whole. I think out of the three women, the one that needs the rub the most is Bayley.
Bayley needs the rub.
Completely overshadowed by Becky's popularity in general and the uprising of Shayna Baszler, especially now with Ronda out of the picture. She's the real fighting woman.
Yeah.
So Bayley. I got Bayley.
Aside from the SmackDown theory, that would have been another reason why I would have picked Becky. But I still think the SmackDown theory is going to apply to the other two. But we could get to discussing those when we get.
I think they planted the seed.
You flipped me on that, so now I'm picking NXT.
Becky planted the seed by mentioning Sasha in her profile, in her promo, that Becky cut out all her Bayley buddies except the one that's been holding her down the most. So I think Sasha's going to play a hand in having Bayley walk out with the win.
Okay.
How about the guys?
Well, no, you want to do tags first?
Okay. War Raiders from Raw, New Day from SmackDown, Undisputed from NXT. Anticipation level.
Okay, so if I go to the aforementioned SmackDown theory that SmackDown needs all the shine, so because of the money with Fox, I would say New Day. There's a really strong case that out of the two non-guy, like the men's, not looking at the men's, you have the women's and the NXT, or the women's and the tag. One of them will be NXT, the other will be SmackDown.
There's a third.
Huh?
There's a third brand supremacy match with titles.
Oh shit, you're right. I forgot about that one too. Damn. Okay. So who's representing SmackDown? New Day, and then Undisputed Era. It represents. Man, War Raiders have been just wrecking shop. It's okay for them to lose this one, especially if they're not involved in the finish. So I'll say NXT wins this too.
Okay.
SmackDown?
If there's one person on NXT, if there's one NXT team in this whole brand supremacy that I'm expecting to win, it's Red Dragon. It's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. They damn near put on a masterpiece with Revival. I haven't seen Revival look that good since DIY.
Okay.
So, which again, I don't know if we mentioned this. That's my match of the week pick, and there's a couple of people on our Facebook wanted that as our match.
Revival
versus Undisputed.
Okay.
I've got Undisputed winning this. They're going to be overcoming the odds because it's fucking War Raiders and
they're more established and they're more over than the New Day. Am I really saying this? Is this real life?
Because Kofi's been the singles guy. You forgot that he would be a tagger, that they did the Freebird stuff.
Yeah.
And even then, it's I'm at a 7 for the tag match because I'm still not used to Kofi not being in the main event scene.
So is it Kofi and Big E? Yeah, because Xavier is
he's out.
You know what, man? I'm gonna flip that. I'm gonna say the New Day will win. Because the New Day's the most
anticipation.
Over. 8.
Okay.
What was your anticipation level?
7.
Okay. Next.
From Raw, U.S. champ AJ Styles. From SmackDown, Intercontinental champion Shinsuke Nakamura. From NXT, your North American champion Roderick Strong. Mid-card supremacy. Nakamura has the opportunity to be the king of strong styles.
Papa!
Got to give one to the main roster.
10.
For all the blanks that AJ and Nakamura have been dropping, again, I mentioned earlier how in our last episode, it happened an hour ago, about how we build up our heroes to the point that we disappoint ourselves. And we had so much faith in their rivalry last year. I think Roderick Strong as like the Energizer Bunny is going to be the thing that keeps this match together. And I can't fucking wait. I'm hoping this is the match that WWE can do a heel versus heel and make it presentable.
Yeah.
Because unless they pull something on fucking SmackDown on tomorrow that we don't know about that changes the entire story, because they like to do that.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
They did that the last 2 years. So if this is what we're going with, I'm fucking ready, dude. This could co-main event the fucking show for me.
10.
Whoa!
I'm also at a 10. SmackDown theory of like, brand supremacy, all that stuff. I'm gonna go with Nakamura. Nakamura is gonna win this.
He needs it.
I don't know if he needs it, right?
Yeah.
Out of the three of those guys, I think any three of those could win it. But the thing that's setting it aside for me is he's the SmackDown guy. That's what's doing it for me. But I won't be upset if any of those three win. I am going to just enjoy the fuck out of this match. AJ Styles made his name in TNA. Roderick Strong made his name in ROH. And then we have Shinsuke made his name in New Japan. All three of those, well, ROH at its peak, not ROH now. Yeah. At TNA at its peak, not now. And then New Japan, kind of still towards their peak. But all three of those were heavily involved in their promotions when they were at their peak, and that could be somewhat of a fucking fantasy match. I know we've probably seen Nakamura and Styles. We've probably seen, well, I know
Styles and Strong in Ring of Honor.
Styles and Strong.
Nakamura and Strong on Ring of Honor television.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen that, and it's fucking delicious.
We've probably seen them all in one-on-ones with each other. In a three-way, that might have happened. Fuck, I don't know, but goddamn, it's gonna happen this weekend, pal. Yeah. And
hopefully.
I'm really interested to see how these three guys will mash it up. And I hope whoever's the road agent for this match will say, you know what?
I hope it's an indie agent.
Y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do.
You got 20 minutes, make it work.
Make it work. I know. And if they give them full reign to just do
all they need to know is this is the winner. Y'all figure it out.
Yeah. Do their kind of shit. Just get their indie shit in.
In front of Chicago, they're gonna eat that shit up.
Phenomenal forearms, Kinshasas, backbreakers out of nowhere. Can you imagine? Phenomenal forearm countered into a backbreaker. So Roderick Strong gets up, Kinshasa. Fuck, dude. Fuck.
AJ will be safe with the loss because he has the OC to fall back on. Roddy will be okay with the loss because he's got Undisputed to fall back on. Naka needs it for me.
Naka needs it, and
I've got Nakamura winning.
And that's the SmackDown.
I've got Nakamura winning this. Seth Rollins, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton from Raw, Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Shorty fucking G, Mustafa Ali from SmackDown, and 5 question marks for Team NXT. Brand supremacy.
5 question marks? Like, we don't know who any of them are.
No.
Why?
Fucking War Games. Half of them are going to be beat to shit. They can't guarantee somebody, and then they're injured. So that's what you get. So far.
Is that the story?
Yep. Possibly.
The story. Forgive me if I don't know, because I'm kind of drawing a blank. So we're having Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT, but we don't know what NXT is. Has Regal, has Triple H, has Shawn Michaels, has anybody said we're holding this to our vest because we want to surprise you? Or has somebody said, look, we're having War Games the night before. We don't know who the fuck it is.
A combination of both.
I mean, has anybody said it? Has Regal said it?
No. The men's, the women's, and the tag, as far as I checked today, through like a half a dozen sources, including WWE websites, nothing. Bupkis. Square root of Jack. So we won't know until they get there.
Okay.
So before you give your anticipation level, what do you think?
It really depends. It could be anywhere from an 8 to a 10.
Okay, so before we get there, other than people that are wrestling already on the card in their own matches, pick 5.
All right. Goldie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Ciampa. Why not Velveteen? Ciampa, Velveteen, Lee, Dijakovic, and Bro. I mean, fuck
I'm
4 out of the 5 who have been in the fucking War Games match the night before.
I would replace Dijakovic. I would have Ciampa, Lee, Riddle. Ciampa, Lee, Riddle. Finn Balor. Walter.
Walter. Okay.
It's NXT. You got Kaylee Ray coming into
Yeah. They've
What
kind of
the
established.
NXT, the Raw and SmackDown that they had overseas in Birmingham, they had NXT UK people on their show.
Walter showed up on SmackDown.
Yeah, so Walter's in there. Keith Lee and Walter on the same fucking team. Let's see Strowman handle that.
That's a big bitch.
You saw how McIntyre handled that,
Yeah.
as in he bounced like a fucking check. Yeah, that's my 5. And I'm at
Okay.
a 10 with that team. I want to see the big dog get neutered by somebody in NXT. I need to see established people from NXT, from Raw and SmackDown, put over the NXT guys.
So you want to have Velveteen in there?
That's my 6th man. If somebody's injured, that's be my 6th. And thank
Done.
God,
Done.
God, it's thank God it's not Triple H. There have been rumors
Fuck,
going around
man.
that Triple
Dude, if
H
it's
is
Triple
gonna
H
be.
himself. Fuck
He's
that.
saying no from what's out there. He's refusing it. He doesn't want to do it. But he's not the one holding the pen at Survivor Series. I wouldn't want to see it. I'd actually respect that he doesn't want to do it.
So it's probably not Cole because he has a title match that night.
He has a title match that night.
And
Yeah,
he
it's
would
not
have been,
Undisputed Era.
in War Games the night before. There's
Yeah.
no way he's pulling triple duty this weekend.
And he had a ladder match last night.
God damn it.
And we could still see the fucker on Friday.
God damn. They're working that guy to the bone.
With a fractured wrist.
Órale, hasta eso.
Yeah.
Ay.
Your team, what's your anticipation level with your NXT team in this 15 orgy?
9?
9. Which team wins?
SmackDown.
I agree.
Yeah,
Here's
I would like for the NXT team to win, but SmackDown's going to win because of the Fox factor.
Here's what I want to see.
Okay.
And I hate to say this because I almost vomited a few seconds ago. Mustafa Ali and Shorty G should be the remaining survivors. Fuck Roman, fuck Rollins, fuck Braun, fuck Orton, fuck KO. Those 2 kids need the rub.
Yeah.
Put them over. Make sure they're the guys. Who's going to want to cheer for fucking Roman? At this point, who wants to cheer for Seth? We need to have people. Dude, there was a Survivor Series match where Sheamus and Drew McIntyre were the only 2 survivors, and that was the beginning of both of their pushes. We need something cemented for Mustafa and for.
They did the same
Gable.
thing. They did the same thing with Ziggler. Ziggler was that sole survivor, and
Exactly.
then they started trying to give him
Back
a push.
in the day, Orton had the reputation of being sole survivor of his NXT teams. We need that for the new guys.
Punk had a really great showing in his Survivor Series match,
Yeah.
and that did a lot for him.
Yeah.
That made their main roster, not the WWE ECW roster, realize, oh fuck, we
That
need
guy.
to get this guy over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the women? Charlotte, Sarah Logan, Natty, Kyrie, and Asuka from Raw. Sasha Banks, Carmella, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross from SmackDown. 5 question marks for NXT. Before you give me an anticipation level, pick 5 from NXT.
Did we not already talk about this? No, we didn't. We talked about the one-on-ones. Well, the single,
Yeah.
the triple threat, right,
Yeah.
with the champs. So
Baszler's out.
Shayna's not in this.
And
'cause
definitely the other 2 girls are out too.
Shayna's keeping the fucking belt because it's not up for grabs.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shayna's definitely not in this. Or is she?
No, she's in that triple threat.
Oh, she's in it. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
not
so
pulling
she's
triple
out.
duty. Okay, all right, cool. Io,
Mhm.
Dakota Kai. She's gonna weasel her way into
All
this
right,
match.
Arnold.
With the storyline, it makes sense. She wasn't allowed. She
Okay,
wasn't
I'll give you that.
in the reindeer games for the War Games match, so she'll get into this match.
Got you. I'll give you that.
Head baddie in charge,
Mia Yim.
Mia Yim. Ripley
Uh-huh.
and Kaylee or Candace? Kaylee Ray? Candace. No.
Belair,
Bianca Belair. Yes, Bianca Belair.
Shirai, Ripley, Yim, and Team Kick, Dakota Kai. Those are my 5.
So you are picking her. You're giving me shit for picking Dakota
Fuck
Kai.
it, Tegan Knox.
Oh,
I'll replace your
All right.
Dakota Kai with Tegan Knox.
all right.
That's my 5.
All right.
With that, I'm at about a 9 for the women.
I'm at about a 9. Oh, Robert Millen. I hope Tony Storm.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or Piper Niven.
Oh, ooh.
Or Jazzy Gabbert.
Oh.
Oh. I forget the girl's name. The daughter of I forget. Oh well. Those are good choice. I'm at a 9 for the girls.
8.
Have we thrown Raw a bone at any of this?
No,
I'm gonna throw
I
Raw a
haven't.
bone.
I haven't thrown Raw a single bone.
Raw
I'm gonna stick with SmackDown.
with Charlotte.
I'm gonna stick with SmackDown.
You're gonna stick with SmackDown.
I'm
You're
gonna stick
riding
with
this
SmackDown.
Fox train to the.
I'm right, except for the 2 that I picked NXT. I have a theory.
Okay.
That's my theory. Raw doesn't need any shine right now. It's been the flagship show for so many years, but they're trying to make SmackDown the flagship show right now just because of the money. And we know Vince is all about the money. Exhibit Saudi Arabia, But if you want to also try to throw some salvos at the fucking Wednesday Night Wars, NXT needs to win a few of those. Raw don't need to win shit this year.
As of now, maybe I've passed over it, or it hasn't been completely fleshed out.
Zia Brookside.
That's what I was gonna say. Zia Brookside.
All right.
Robbie Brookside's kid. As of now, I don't have any 5 versus 5 tag team on this list. I don't know if we're having it this year.
God damn, that'd be kill.
It's too much.
Overkill.
Yeah, I would
Kill
agree.
over?
So we're gonna just gloss over that.
Yeah.
Put it away.
I mean, that's not advertised, right? That's
And not that
gonna
I'm
happen.
aware of. Not that I'm
Okay.
aware of. I haven't found it.
Dude, that's 10,
This is
10
8
on 10 on
matches
10.
already.
That's 30 fucking people
Yeah.
in one match, in an elimination style match.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna
That's
happen.
10 minutes just
There's
on
not enough.
entrances.
There's not enough apron.
Unless they
They're
keep
doing
the
it in
2
the war
games. If
games.
they keep the 2
Oh.
rings there. Not necessarily war games, just as long as they keep the 2 rings in there.
Yeah. Do we have that many tag teams?
Yeah.
So we're gonna need 5 more tag teams on Raw, 5 more tag teams on SmackDown, and 5 from NXT.
Mhm.
No, we don't have that many. You already have the champs already in a match. Name me some teams, fucker.
From NXT?
No, from all of them. Give me Raw.
You saw the fucking tournament to crown the best tag team in the world in
Ah,
Saudi. There's
que
at least
culeros.
11 tag teams in the main roster.
Aye. Then name them off, bitch.
Keith Lee and Matt Riddle.
All right, and
Forgotten,
NXT.
Forgotten Sons.
Forgotten Sons.
Shit. 1, 2. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Okay, that's 3. You need 2 more.
Fuck my brain. Shit.
Now don't go start saying fucking Private Party
No.
and Dark Order and shit.
I was gonna say Raul Mendoza and Gilberto Carrillo because they have tagged, but I think Carrillo's now on the main roster, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Fuck. Help me out in the chat. I need 2 more
All right,
teams.
Raw. Give me some from Raw.
OC.
OC. Street Profits. They already gave you
Street
one.
Profits.
Yeah.
Lucha House Party.
Okay.
Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder.
Okay. You're fucking scraping that bottom of that
No.
goddamn barrel.
Well, I've seen more of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder in these last 3 weeks than I've wanted to see. SmackDown.
Yeah, so you just have 4 teams.
We're not there yet. SmackDown. Okay, I'm done. 8 matches so far. Fucking chat room's blank.
Thank you.
8 matches overall, Survivor Series. Does it keep up with NXT TakeOver this year?
7.
7. You're at a 9 for TakeOver, 7 for Survivor Series.
Yeah. Mostly because I think this is fucking exhausting.
Robbie E's team debuts. We don't need new people. We need established NXT people. I'm gonna regret this
Okay.
for once.
Okay.
Survivor Series, I'm at a 9. They're tied with NXT this year.
Okay.
It's equal mess, equal good, equal everything.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to throw this out there. Chris, I'm going to ask you a question.
no, CM Punk is not coming out.
What is Abel's favorite kind of match?
Triple threat match.
Triple threat match. What do we have a whole fucking lot of this weekend?
Triple threat matches.
We do. Well, now, yes, it's Survivor Series style elimination, blah, blah, blah. But there are a lot of fucking triple threat matches.
You've got 3 days to get some Blue Chew
Three-
or some Viagra, Cialis.
Chew it and do it, baby.
Share it before you work it.
But
Sorry, dude.
it might be a little bit too much. It
You
might be too
think?
much. It might be too much. Too much.
I hope they.
And I like triple threat stuff. I like it a lot. But Eichner and Barthel. There you go. You got another one.
That's 4. That's
That's
4
4.
for NXT. Yeah,
That's one for
NXT.
NXT.
UK. Oh, well, if we're doing NXT UK, then
Coffee.
Mandrews and Flash Gordon Webster.
Okay, what
There
about
you
the
go.
Coffee Brothers?
Coffee Bros. We got
Okay.
Gallus. Apparently,
All
they're faces now. I need to catch up, man. Their Blackpool 2 takeover. That tickets went on sale. It sold out in 2 hours.
Still don't have enough for SmackDown.
No. Or Raw. Shit.
I mean,
man.
where are the Usos now?
Oh fuck.
Somebody needs to dust off the Usos real quick. Get them out of jail.
Returning Sheamus and Cesaro.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I think she was just done.
Hope so.
I don't know. But yeah,
Good one, Medlin. Good
there's
one.
an awful lot of triple threats out there. I would like. It's still the brand supremacy stuff doesn't tickle my pickle that much. It is kind of fun for us to sit here and speculate about it, but in canon, in storyline, it doesn't really fucking matter, especially when you're having people flip-flop back and forth all year long with the wild card rule. I understand the wild card rule is done and over with, but still there's not enough time between that sin and now saying, okay, I'm sorry, guys, we're going to have these people on this show, these people on that show. We're going to draw a thick, hard line in the sand. And then, now NXT people are showing up. Oh, well, now Raw and SmackDown need to show up on the other ones just to retaliate. And now you've forgotten about that rule. Those contractual obligations to the network that, like, isn't worth a hill of beans, apparently.
Yeah.
So, like, nah, man, it's all bullshit, you know? So, yeah.
After everything you just said, which I can't argue,
Okay.
the NXT wrinkle makes it all that more interesting for me. Interesting, not necessarily good, but interesting to the point that I'm actually going to watch this live.
It's interesting because it does offer a small nugget of hope. And that small nugget of hope is that maybe NXT will be a third brand. Maybe WWE has a grand plan to go up against AEW through NXT. Maybe there's going to be stuff where Triple H is still in charge and NXT is going to thrive. And maybe that's going to start changing Raw and SmackDown a little because NXT is doing so good. You know, maybe there's a little bit of hope there that, like, Finn is going back to the yellow brand and he's going to be the prince. He's going to reign supreme. He's going to be back to where he once was that he lost when he went to the main roster. You know, if you really have NXT to be the third brand that you tried to make WWE ECW and you failed. WWE ECW was a redheaded stepchild, you know? But if you make NXT a third brand legitimately to where next year we don't get WWE 2K21, we get Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT 21, you know,
Or Worlds Collide.
yeah, or something like that. Yeah. If we get
War Games.
a third brand just based off of this, and they're successful at it, then this might be the precipice of it. Might be. Now that's saying that we're going to invest a whole lot of goodwill into creative. and creative for Raw and SmackDown and NXT all working together. That's kind of a tall order. That's something very ambitious that WWE has yet to prove to me that they could actually pull off. But it's nice to sit here and speculate and have that hope.
My prediction next year, October,
Mhm.
WWE War Games. Main event, Undisputed Era against the OC with Finn Balor.
No. Undisputed Era versus the OC.
There we go. There we go.
Who's in the OC? Oh, Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Like, I mean, OC is still a stupid name, but god damn it. But Gallows, Anderson, Styles, Balor all together in WWE doing their fucking Too Sweet Bullet Club thing that they used to do that they can't call the Bullet Club, but because the Bullet Club's pretty much dead. The Bullet Club, everybody was Bullet Club's
It's
pretty
dead
much
to
dead.
you.
Bullet Club is pretty much dead. Everybody here in America running a Hot Topic in little skull shirts and all that shit. That's no more. Yeah, I get it. Bullet Club's still there with fucking Tama Tonga, but nobody in America gives a fuck about that. And Jay White, nobody gives a fuck about Jay White. Nobody's running. Nobody's running to Hot Topic to buy a Jay White shirt. Okay. Nobody's doing that shit. Nobody's running a Hot Topic to get a Tonga shirt. Okay. But 2 years ago, even a year ago, people were eating that shit up with the spoon. That was what we wanted to see with AJ showing up in WWE. Hey, Finn's here. Now he's here with Finn.
He brought Andrews and Gallows.
Yeah, okay, cool. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Bullet Club America. Bullet Club in WWE. You have the opportunity to start doing that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we go.
Oh, there was one more thing, but this might be the same thing. But go ahead. I got something. What was your before we go?
Oh, we're talking Impact.
Oh, that is the before you go. All
Impact.
right, Impact.
It took the weekend of the show, but Slammiversary, I think it was Slammiversary, sold out in Dallas. Impact officials like the reception so much that they're coming back to Dallas in January for their first pay-per-view of the year. Hard to get is their new heavyweight champion, Sami Callihan, defending the title against Tessa Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
The match leading up to that, the six-way match to determine the new number one contender, pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see all of it in one chunk. I saw the majority of it here and there. Pretty good.
Was that like 2 weeks ago?
It's last week.
Last week?
Yeah, unless I got my weeks wrong, but I thought it was last week.
Because I heard that she also beat Brian Cage one-on-one.
I don't know about that, but okay.
But regardless, I'm going to have to start looking at Impact again.
You know what? I got a hot take about Impact.
Go for
Impact has the best commentary team on wrestling right now.
Oh, Matthews and
Callis.
Callis. Oh,
they're so good.
Yeah. They've had the time. They've had the time.
They've had the time, but they also have the lack of fucks to give.
You noticed that?
And it works.
It works. Yeah.
It works kind of like, and
Matthews
I
screams at everything.
I know this. This is no. Morrow screams at everything.
He ran out of voice. He couldn't scream at half the shit that happened last night.
This may piss a few people off, but I get a Deadpool vibe out of them. Like they're so irreverent that they don't care, but they're still trying and they're still competent. So they're good at what they do, but they just nobody's gonna fire them. Nobody's gonna slap their hand. They've already hit rock bottom. They're not gonna get any worse than what they already were at Impact. So they're like, fuck it. We're just gonna say whatever the hell we want to say. Yeah. And they have fun with it. And now they're starting to get back on the come up. So they are the best commentary team on wrestling. AEW, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, wherever. They are the best team.
Wow.
Best commentary team.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the show. Chances are I might actually try to make my way out there. It's Dallas. I missed the last time because I was out of town.
Yeah.
But Impact is doing something else. Next week for Thanksgiving,
Yes.
they're doing a throwback throwdown episode
Yes.
of Impact Wrestling. Tell the people what the fuck that is.
Well, see, apparently, back in the day, when Southpaw Championship Wrestling was having their
Come up.
their come up when they were very popular, there was another wrestling organization that was out there that was their competitor. Their WCW to Southpaw's WWE, if you will. So they were the competitors. So we're actually going to get to see that. Impact is taking their wrestlers, giving them all 80s gimmicks, giving them different personas, and they're just going to have an entire episode of them being back in the fucking territory days, 80s and 70s fucking wrestling. I fucking love it. And here's the cherry on top, because they have like a trailer for this out. The cherry on top is that they were showing all the wrestlers and their different alter ego personas, right? The best one was Rhino. Rhino apparently at some point in his career, well, I shouldn't say Rhino. I should say Frank the Butcher.
Yeah.
Was it Frank?
The Butcher.
The Butcher. Apparently the Butcher had some sort of contractual dispute with Southpaw and left Southpaw and went to Impact. So he has the exact same goddamn character he had in Southpaw. What are they calling it? Impact IPFW or something like that? Impact Pro Wrestling, I think it is.
Yeah.
Impact Pro Wrestling Federation. Yeah, something like that. So, oh my God, when I saw Rhino as the Butcher from Southpaw, but here, it was like, oh God, this is fucking gold. Gold.
Gimmick infringement.
Yeah, and it's not like Southpaw was a commercial for KFC. They're saying the entire goddamn 2-hour episode of Impact is going to be dedicated to this. I am watching this on Thanksgiving.
I'm watching
this. Is going to be my Thanksgiving
on Tuesday.
Well, I'm watching it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay.
Hell, I might watch it on Tuesday. Fuck it. But I'm definitely watching it that weekend or week or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm watching that. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's like
it's funny because I like the concept of Southpaw, but they never followed through. It was just 10 minutes worth of promos for like 6 episodes, and that was it. There was never any. It never built to anything. I'm curious to see how this is gonna work.
So there's a character currently on Impact. What's his name? Jimmy Swinger, Johnny Swinger, James Swinger, something like that. Do you know about this guy?
He used to be a ref. Johnny Bravo. It's Johnny Bravo.
Well, his name is definitely Swinger. It's something Swinger, right?
Yeah.
Well, his gimmick right now, currently, like outside of this episode that we're talking about, the throwback episode, his gimmick is that he is an 80s wrestler. He has the fucking spandex.
Oh,
with the
so somebody else. Okay.
Yeah. He has the spandex with the sling, the long hair. He's talking about baby oil, and he took a dump in Ken Shamrock's bag as a rib brother. He's going around to like some of the X Division guys and calling them young boys and asking them to carry his bags. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like he has that like gimmick of the douchebag 80s, 70s wrestler, right? So I would absolutely, because he wasn't in that little trailer from what I could tell.
I would a younger version.
No, I would just love for him to show up as himself in this. In this fucking special episode. Like that needs to happen. So okay.
Sammy Callahan is gonna be the Jim Cornette guy.
Yes,
he got his hair slicked to the side with
he's got a tennis racket.
Oh, we know the undertones of that shit. I can't wait.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so good, dude. So Impact's not taking themselves very seriously, which is the only way I think they're gonna dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves into, and that's okay. Because I'm kind of secretly rooting for them now.
Yeah.
But aside from this episode, we're not taking themselves seriously. They're killing kayfabe, brother. Whatever. Fuck you. Wrestling's supposed to be fun, and this is fun. But outside of that, The stuff they're doing with the Rascals, the stuff they're doing with the North, the
Heel RVD.
heel RVD,
The picture of RVD with his wife and his
girlfriend.
Live it up, bro.
Yes.
Live it up. Woo!
Congratulations, sir. That's fucking awesome. His wife, you haven't watched WoW. His wife is on WoW, and she has a gimmick where she is carried to the ring by her rats. Her rats are all, it's like 6 dudes that are all buff, 6-pack, only wearing little booty shorts, and that's it. And they like fan her and give her water and throughout the match, and they like try to interfere, but they're kind of incompetent because they're just dumb eye candy and stuff. That's fucking gold. It's fucking gold. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Impact. The stuff that they're doing with their X Division guys, the stuff they're doing with their tag team guys, it's really good. And the stuff they're doing here with Tessa, I fucking love it, because as much as we want to talk about the women's revolution and the first women's WrestleMania and the first women's Hell in a Cell and the first women's this and that WWE is doing, they are not afraid to break down a completely separate barrier that WWE has very plainly said we are not crossing this line with having men versus women and intergender stuff.
They're flirting it with Nia Jax.
They're kind of flirting
and then she flirted with her knees and they both went.
And that's it. But this chick is fucking taking out fools in one-on-ones, in multi-person matches, in tag matches. She's taking out the boys. And it's making her look like a real badass.
Yeah.
You know, she is flirting with that line of probably being more of a badass than Becky.
Becky's moment of badassery last year building up to Survivor Series, I respect. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I cared about Becky. I spent money on her merch.
Yeah.
So it's winning. With that being said, I haven't been invested in a female character like Tessa since Sexy Star. Because what did Sexy Star do?
She was badass and she beat up the dudes.
She won the men's heavyweight championship there.
Yep.
You know, that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
You know, even if it is a small fish in a small pond, it doesn't matter. On the globe, it's there. And you will find it no matter where in that globe you turn it.
Yeah.
You know, and if Tessa does the deed and beats fucking Sami Callihan and that is the heavyweight champion for the men, Tessa Blanchard. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's the mark, man. So I'm there's enough momentum now that hopefully if I'm ditching 3 hours worth of Raw and 2 hours worth of SmackDown, that my calendar's starting to free up. And if this throwdown might be just the thing that gets Impact back on the rankings as far as my watch list.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see.
All right.
We're back tentatively December 12th. We'll be previewing WWE's TLC pay-per-view.
Okay.
But also we'll be previewing NWA's Into the Fire.
Oh.
Their first pay-per-view since going on YouTube Live weekly with their weekly show.
Okay.
It's $20 right now if you pre-order.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. And then possibly on the 29th, our best of 2019 episode.
Hot dog.
We'll see who shows up for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anything else?
Nah, man, I think that's a show. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy. Do we want to turn on the TV and see what's going on with the Texans game?
The laptop's in my way, so I might as well just turn it off. I'm on my way up there.
Okay.
Do you want to be disappointed?
Yeah, probably.
We'll do this live.
Oh,
We're
shit.
doing it live.
Oh, shit.
2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Houston is up 20-17 with possession.
Wow.
So they have 2 minutes to fuck it up.
Yeah. To snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Deshaun breaks ankle, out for rest of the season. Fuck!
No way.
Psych.
Oh. I would have believed you, man. I would have believed you. All
Thank
right.
you for watching Houston Football Radio.
Yes.